Today's video is sponsored by our friends at Docking Bay 94, located in Boca Raton, Florida. Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Codename New to Vera 2. Hi, I'm your presenter, GIJOE Are You? Well, another college football season is upon us this year, and I'm ready and excited for my two favorite teams, my alma mater, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, and my other team, the Miami Hurricanes. And we have a great day with us facing in-state rival Florida. But we're not talking about that. I'm here to do another comic recap, or basically a comic presentation for all of us GenXers. I recently visited Docking Bay 94, the new comic store down the street from me in Boca Raton, Florida, and I found some interesting titles to share with all of you. Again, this is from a Gen X perspective. You know, for us that grew up in the 80s and 90s, loving the comics, today's comic scene is very different. And if you've been following the channel, I haven't really pulled out many Marvel or DC titles. It's basically the other guys that pretty much get what we are all about, in the sense that they are writing titles for the fans of their respective books. So let's go look at what I pulled out that I think might catch your eye in the end of the month edition of Comic Presentation. So the first one we're going to look at is a continuation from earlier in the month. Issue number 2 of Vampirella is out in the stands, and I got the cosplay cover. Try to say that 3 times. So anyway, you know, I did not grow up with Vampirella, but I'm finding this storyline very, very intriguing. This is very well done. And I am surprised that, you know, growing up they always had Vampirella, you know, Elvira and all this other stuff. But since I've been covering Elvira, you know, I wanted to give this a try. And man, issue number 2, just as good. So let's take a look at that. Just like with Elvira, I love collecting the photo variants for this series. Now, she continues with her psychiatric sessions and discussing issues that she has with her mom. She tells the psychiatrist how she's partnered up with these crazy nuns, and kind of like Van Helsing, she's the killer of killers. And so she discusses this one particular incident. She also has a relationship with the woman that's going to lead to some crazy shit in the future. All right, the second comic book that caught my eye is, again, another continuation from earlier in the month. Issue number 2 of the BlackCat. And right off the bat, I'm going to be honest, the cover pulled me in. But as you'll see when we look into this issue, it has nothing to do with Carnage or there's nowhere in the story. But this is an amazing cover, so I had to continue out. And you know what? I'm actually not disappointed. If you guys, again, follow the channel, I usually keep up with titles. It'll be like here and there, then I get bored and move on to something new. So again, issue number 2, definitely worth a read. And we continue the backstory of Felicia Hardy without any, you know, Spider-Man in it at all. So this is actually pretty interesting. Despite the disappointment from the cover, it is still a great issue. We dive into more of Felicia Hardy's backstory, her relationship with the Black Fox, who became her mentor and rescued her. They work together on a heist against none other than Dr. Strange. So she hires something called a Merlin to help her, you know, kind of pick locks, magic locks. And again, a really good story for a character that isn't it's more of a B character. Now, the next comic book is actually really important to me. I began, you know, as a collector, it's good to set little goals that are attainable. But man, this one was, you know, iffy. Anybody could go to eBay and buy back issues. You know, we live in a day and age where everything is a click away. But I recently completed the entire run of the iconic Cobra Civil War. And if you saw my video for Cobra Convergence 4, when I did a return to the real Cobra Island, you'll understand why this means a lot to me. And a lot of people have been enjoying that. But to have all the original issues of the iconic Cobra Civil War from Marvel is really special to me. This took me, now get this, I went to several different comic shops from Kennedy Space Center down to Miami. That's right, I hit up comic shops up and down the coast of the great state of Florida, trying to find issues to this iconic series. And I'm happy to say, mission accomplished. This also segues to something important. We live in a day and age, like I said, that everything is a click away. But journeys like this, it's meaningful. I'm going to always remember and cherish these issues because of the journey that took place from Cape Canaveral to Miami, visiting several different comic shops, talking about the channel, meeting comic shop owners, having that conversation and dialogue. It's been wonderful. And again, the Transformers G1 reissues where you actually have to go to Walmart and you can't just buy them online. I'm actually enjoying the hunt more than anything. And it goes all the way back to a simpler times of us growing up and how we actually have to get up and go to places to, that makes things that we get mean that much more. I have a feeling that in this day and age, the things that we acquire carry less meaning because of the effort that goes into attaining them. And I want you to think about that. The things that you have in your collection, what did you have to go to get that? If it's as simple as clicking a mouse and having it come to the mail, it's going to lose a little bit of the luster than the journey and what you had to go through to get it. So that's why this is important to me. And I hope you guys, on all these Facebook groups, I love seeing when people pull stuff from the wild. I think that's amazing. Oh, I went and got this here. I went and got this here. I get more excited about seeing other people's finds than just like, oh, I won this on eBay. Okay. So anyway, food for thought. Old issue, I recommend going to HTC 788 or Forum BX257 for the old Marvel run of GIJOE series. And here's the iconic when Serpentor gets it from Zartan. Love this portion. We're talking about the golden years of the 80s. I wanted to bring up something that's really damn cool, and every Gen Xer will get a kick out of this. What if I told you that there is a Marvel issue for Transformers that never got released during that run? You remember the Transformers #1 comic series from Marvel? What if I told you there was an issue that never saw the light of day? Well, that is over. This is IDW's Transformers 1984, and if you could see it, this is what, if you're old enough to remember, Megatron actually had a black head with the first commercial for the toy. So this is actually, in line with that. You know how Sunbow did the animation for the toys as well for G.I. Joe and Transformers. So again, this story is so damn good. This is the issue I recommend for every Gen Xer for this month. If you're able to find it, get this issue. I mean, it is that damn good. It just feels like, and the best thing about it, it talks about the Autobots before they came to Earth. So the construction of the Ark is going along. And you see what Optimus Prime was really thinking before coming to Earth. So this tells you a lot about the Autobot leader and Megatron as well. So let's take a look at this great issue. I cannot overemphasize how good this comic is. A blast from the past. We see Optimus, the construction of the Ark, and more of the backstory that, for Sunbow fans and Marvel fans, this is so damn good. I mean, it is my favorite so far. So if you're at a comic shop, definitely pick this up. Look at that. That is awesome. Now, there's no secret that I've, I haven't really pulled many Marvel and DC books during this recap because I feel that they have lost, they're marketing to a general audience and they're trying to get people that go to see the movies to buy these things. And again, I've said many times that has an adverse effect on the actual book itself. It takes away from the true essence of the character, of the story, of the book itself. And that's a slap in the face to the hardcore fans. I can understand that. But that's why I'm doing this, is because I haven't been really serious into comics in the longest time. So for us as adults, with jobs, with mortgages, with families and stuff, it's another way to relax and to actually go to the comic shop, and talk to these, like John from Docking Bay 94. What a wonderful experience just getting to know him. And then Rick Shea from Famous Faces and Funnies. Building these relationships with these people make this so valuable to me. Anybody could order stuff online. And that's what I'm taking away, and that's why I'm doing this, and that's why I'm encouraging others to follow suit, because we live in this new age of, everything is available at your fingertips, that sometimes the human element gets lost in the shuffle. So this is GIJOE Are You, signing off.